Welcome inside Nippert Stadium, where it is leap day here. Day that only comes around once every 4 years. But today, we'll have some lacrosse for you as the Cincinnati Bearcats take on the Youngstown State Penguins. Bearcats, 3 consecutive wins over Robert Morris, Central Michigan, and Butler, winning their past 2 games by a score of 17-4. In that 3-game win streak, the Bearcats have had 49 goals to their opponent's 8. Cameron Callahan and Alexis Rich both receiving American Athletic Conference awards. Cameron Callahan getting the American Athletic Conference for Attacker of the Week, and then Alexis Rich getting American Athletic Conference Defender of the Week. Both had outstanding performances against Butler. Cameron Callahan has back-to-back 5-goal games and 2 6-goal games this season. Alexis Rich against Butler had 6 ground balls and 5 caused turnovers, both career game highs for her. On the other side, Youngstown State Penguins looking for their first win of the season, almost similar to Central Michigan. 0-3 so far, lost 8-19 against Oregon, 9-17 against Ohio State, and 13-17 against Duquesne. They do have some freshman phenoms, though. A couple do note, Lena Cox, number 4, and number 10, Katie Grottenthaler. Both have had similar openings to their season. Both opened with a hat trick against Oregon, and each tacking on 1 goal versus Ohio State and Duquesne. Another freshman to look at is Jenna Cook. She had a hat trick against Duquesne, got her first career goal and her first career hat trick against that team. Also had 1 assist, was 2 for 2 in the free position shots in that game, 2 for 3 on the season. Jenna Cook also leads the team with 11 draw controls and has a ground ball in each of her 3 games that she has played. Before we go to break, we're going to tell you the starting lineups for each respective teams, as the Youngstown State Penguins will be first. So starting at attack, number 4, Lena Cox. Starting at midfield, number 10, Katie Grottenthaler. Starting at defense, number 15, Mia Kutzal. Starting at defense, number 16, Jocelyn Fike. Starting at defense, number 19, Kayla Stecker. Starting at attack, number 21, Callie Valdry. Starting at attack, number 24, Allie Garrett. Starting at midfield, number 28, Mia Stahl. Starting at midfield, number 41, Emma Hoffman. Starting at midfield, number 42, Jenna Cook. Starting at defense, number 45, Grace Manson. And in the cage for the Penguins, number 00, Paige Borkowski. And then as we transition to the Bearcats side, number 4, starting at attack, Cameron Callahan. Starting at defense, number 9, Alexis Rich. Starting at midfield, number 12, Ava Geller. Starting at midfield, number 14, Haley Joy Simpson. Starting at midfield, number 17, Grace Jenny. Starting at midfield, number 18, Mia Fedorovich. Starting at attack, number 27, Elizabeth Murphy. Starting at defense, number 29, Sophia Fanati. Starting at midfield, number 30, Lauren Ottensmeyer. Starting at number 35, defenseman Grace Hirschman. Starting at defense, number 41, Danny Milkvey. And in the cage for the Bearcats, number 33, Victoria Marks. So as we get closer, as the Bearcats and the Penguins start to wrap up their warm-ups, we'll be back here for the start of the game. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside Nippert Stadium, just as the anthem is finishing up, I'm Alex Perez, the Bearcats taking on the Youngstown State Penguins. This season, Alexis Rich has started all 5 games and registered 14 ground balls, getting herself AAC Defender of the Week. Cameron Callahan was also named Attacker of the Week as she led the team with 5 goals against Central Michigan and Butler. She currently leads the conference in goals per game with 4.6 and sits third in points per game with 5. Cameron Callahan also second in all of NCAA Division I with 23 goals. Senior midfielder Lauren Ottensmeyer registered her 100th career goal against Butler, becoming the 7th player in program history to earn 100 or more goals. Lauren Ottensmeyer also a transfer from Youngstown State University in 2023, so she'll be facing her old team for a second time, as this is the second overall meeting between the two schools. Last year, the Bearcats beat the Youngstown State Penguins 14-11, led by Ava Geller scoring 4 goals and Cameron Callahan getting a hat trick as well. Rob Harris, the head coach of the Youngstown State Penguins, in his first season with the Penguins, coached at NCAA Division II Davenport last year and had 102 wins with the program in 10 seasons. Girls in their huddles, getting ready to start the game. Some interesting notes, Kayla Stecker, number 19 for the Penguins. This is her 40th consecutive start. She's started the last 2 seasons. And another consecutive start, Danny Milkvey for the Bearcats, her 52nd. Have to go all the way back to March 14th in 2021. Was the last time she did not start a game. Ever since then, she has been a staple of this Bearcats defense and draw control. Taking the draw control for the Penguins is going to be number 28, Mia Stahl. She's still looking for her first goal. Has started all 3 games this season. Has 4 career ground balls with 1 caused turnover and 5 draw controls in 12 games played. And to take to the draw control for the Bearcats is Danny Milkvey. Penguins looking for their first win. Bearcats looking to extend their win streak to 4 with today's game. Haley Joy Simpson, she's getting her first start of the season. So far, she has 2 goals and 1 assist against Robert Morris. As the referee shows the ball and starts the placement between the sticks. Milkvey versus Stahl, Bearcats versus Penguins. Bearcats baseball also going on at UC Baseball Stadium. First pitch is 4:05, but here we are doing lacrosse. Whistle blows, ball is up in the air, down on the ground, and the draw control won by Grace Jenny. Grace Jenny on the far side will get inside of the restraining line. Gets quickly to 12-meter fan, still running. She shoots, and a shot saved there by Borkowski. Grace Jenny took that all the way from the far side of the 50-yard line to the near side inside the 8-meter fan. Borkowski was able to read the shot all the way, though, as the Penguins start the clear. On the far side, picked up. That's going to be Grottenthaler with it. Getting it checked out of her stick by Joyce Simpson, but picking it up. Grottenthaler to the near side for Stahl. Penguins now, they're inside their restraining line. It's Cook with it. To the far side. Cox has it now. Penguins are going to work it around. Here's Cox. Up to the top now. That's Brooke Peck. Now down at X. Driving to the crease, and a shot saved by Marks. Getting in front was Allie Garrett, able to drive past a couple of defensemen and get a shot. But Victoria Marks able to save that one. The Bearcats start the clear. Here's Alexis Rich. Looking. She'll give it to Milkvey. Milkvey on the far side. Trying to run, being defended by Cox. Little spin move. Back to the center for Hirschman at the C-paw. She starts to run. She'll get inside the restraining line for the Bearcats to set up. Here's Simpson. Gives it to Murphy, who just comes on for substitutions. Murphy down now behind the cage at X. Murphy still with it. Looking for cutters. Can't find any. Passes it off to Joya. Joya coming to the near side behind the cage. Joya still with it. Gives it over to Geller, a shot just over the crossbar. It's going to be a race for it to the end line, and Callahan's going to beat Jocelyn Fike. 36 seconds on the shot clock, 13:03 to go. Callahan sprinting in, she shoots, and she scores! Cameron Callahan turning on the Jets and putting it bottom left for a Bearcats 1-0 lead. Cameron Callahan just able to, first of all, beat her man to the end line after the high shot from Ava Geller. And then she picks up the ball, steps in bounds. Referee blows his whistle to signify the start of the play. And she still kept the burners on, got around her defenseman and able to just run inside the 8-meter fan. Shoots it from about 5 yards out, not going to miss there, and gives the Bearcats an early lead. $12:59 to go. In to take the draw control again, it's Danny Milkvey and Mia Stahl. This draw control still on the ground, picked up by Milkvey. And the Bearcats go back to work. Here's Murphy, a far pass over the stick of Ottensmeyer, and that'll go out of bounds. It'll be Penguins' ball. Penguins start the clear. Bringing it back to the near side. Jocelyn Fike with it. Has some room up the middle of the field. Is able to pass it there to Jenna Cook. Cook gets inside the restraining line, comes to the near side, and waits for substitutions. Cook will chill with it, and she'll give it to the oncoming Brooke Peck. They work the far side to Cox. It's Hoffman. Back up to Cox. Over for Peck. Back over to Cook. Trying to work it to the near side. Back up to Cook on the left hash. To the far right hash. Penguins just working it around. Here's Brooke Peck with it. To Cook. Now down to number 24, Allie Garrett. Back up to Cook. Cook trying to run past Fanati. Fanati doing a good job keeping her out. 36 seconds on the shot clock. Back at X, it's Hoffman. Up to the top for Cook. Excuse me, that's Peck. Now it's Cook. Cook driving in, got it stick checked out. Ball is on the ground. Picked up by Garrett, but surrounded by 4 white jerseys. Ball is still on the ground. It's a race for it. Finally picked up by Peck. Over to Cook. 12 on the shot clock. At the top of the fan, it's Peck. To the extended goal line. Out of her stick, trying to catch the pass was Callie Vaudry. A whistle's blown. 4 seconds on the shot clock. 11:17 to go in the first quarter. She's going to be inside the far pie slice. Not necessarily a free position shot, but she might take the chance with only 4 seconds to go on the shot clock. She runs and shoots, try to go low, but Victoria Marks read that all the way and able to save it as the Bearcats start to clear. Alexis Rich on the near side. Able to run through 2 defenders. Dodges 1. Can she dodge another? No, she's surrounded by 2, so she'll drop it off to Danny Milkvey. Milkvey, a pass to the near side for Julie Rose. Julie Rose did not play against Central Michigan. Has found herself back in the lineup. She has it at X and now passes it to Joya. Up to the top for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer trying to dodge, being defended there. Comes to the near side. She rips it just far wide. But first to the end line is Julie Rose. 10:35 to go in the quarter. Rose back at X for Joya. Joya looking. Keeping with it. Being defended there by Cook. Joya still with it. Behind the cage. Looking for an open. Finds one to Murphy and now to the cutting. That was Lexi Wolf out of her stick. Picking it up is Ottensmeyer. She shoots it top left and scores. Doubled hard as she shot that one. Maybe a little bit of turf burn for Lauren Ottensmeyer. But that's the price you pay when you rip it top left. Just had so much speed. Able to just start from the 20-yard line, just drove downhill and then to the right side, ripping it top left. And able to give the Bearcats a 2-0 lead. Callahan and Ottensmeyer, these two studs of the Bearcats offense. Callahan with 24 on the season. Ottensmeyer, that was her 17th. Both first and second in goals for the UC Bearcats. 2 quick goals for the Bearcats within the first 5 minutes, and another draw control one by the Bearcats. Murphy with it inside the restraining line. Gives it to the far side for Rose. Rose trying to cut in. Looks, shoots, and that one just goes wide. That was Lexi Wolf with it. Here's Dakota. Gives it all the way to the top for Callahan from behind the cage. Callahan trying to dodge, a nice move. Gives it to Joya. Joya behind the back, and she scores! Kylie Joya. She must really love that behind the back shot. We saw it last week against Central Michigan work, and this week she does it again. Just the confidence Kylie Joya is playing with. Absolutely phenomenal. What a pass, too, from Cameron Callahan. Able to find her. Just kind of snuck in back door. And Kylie Joya will get her 8th goal of the season. Had back-to-back hat tricks versus Central Michigan and Butler. And I don't see her slowing down anytime soon, especially with that flashy move. Last year in the Youngstown State meeting between these two teams, Kylie Joya also had 2 goals. As this draw control is on the ground and finally picked up in the defensive end by the Penguins. Oh, and a pass was dropped by Barkowski. Tried to be picked up by Callahan, but just a little too quick as the ball came out of her stick. So it will be Penguins' ball, and they'll start a fresh clear all the way from their own goal. From end zone to end zone, and an errant pass still kept in, though, by Jocelyn Fike. Ball is still on the ground. She can't seem to pick it up. Kicks it to her teammate for some support. And the Penguins finally start the clear. Here's Stahl getting a crossfield pass. Got that stick checked out by Fedorovich. But Stahl picks it back up. Try to throw it to Cox far side, but way over her head, and that will go out of bounds. It will be Bearcats' ball. 8:44 to go in the first quarter. Fanati gets it at midfield. She'll give it to Lexus Rich on the near side by the numbers. Gives it to the oncoming Murphy. Murphy running to the far side. Looks, finds Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer driving to the right side. And then just decides to wheel back. Gives it to the far side for Julie Rose. Julie Rose, a nice little cut. Pulls back to Ottensmeyer. The Bearcats slowing down the offense. Here's Murphy. Gives it up to the top. That's Allie Keith. Keith to the far side for Callahan. Passes it to Joya behind X. Joya trying to work the crease. Trying to get to the front to Callahan. Out of her stick. She's going to try and run for it. To save it, she does. 35 on the shot clock. Keith with it now. At the top. Dodges to her left. A pick set by Callahan. Keith runs back the other way. Looking for a shot. Gives it to Ottensmeyer. A little bit over her head. But Ottensmeyer picks up the ground ball. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ottensmeyer on the near side. Cuts to her left. She looks. She shoots. And she scores! Lauren Ottensmeyer putting the Bearcats up 4-0 with 7:29 to go. Bearcats, another fast start. Just like they did against Butler, had 8 goals in the first quarter, just like they did against Central Michigan. Had 4 goals in the first quarter, and they already have 4 goals today. Bearcats up 4-0 with 7:29 left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside Nippert Stadium, I'm Alex Perez as the Bearcats hold a commanding 4-0 lead over the Youngstown State Penguins. We talked to Rob Harris this past week, and he said, you know, we're a good team, we're a young team, but it just takes us a minute to find the groove, find the rhythm. And the Bearcats showing that as they're jumping out quickly to a 4-0 lead. Scoring goals again for the Youngstown State Penguins has not been a problem, averaging about 10 goals per game. But the Bearcats just able to expose them quickly as the draw control is on the ground and picked up by Simpson on the far side of the field as she gets in the restraining line, and the Bearcats right back to work. Here's Callahan. She looks, gives it to X for Murphy. Murphy up to the top for Geller. Geller to the top of the fan now for Simpson. Simpson will hold it. Tried to pass it to Callahan. Came up out of her stick and had to pick it back up and gives it to the far side for Geller. Geller trying to cut towards the middle. Back out to Callahan outside the 12-meter fan. Now inside the 8-meter fan. A nice little move, and she shoots and saved by Paige Borkowski. A good save there from Borkowski. A good chance from Cameron Callahan. Able to get around a man with a little quick step to the right and back to the left. As the Penguins start to clear, it's Cook with it in midfield. Now inside the restraining line. Gives it to the far side for Cox. Cox playing catch there with Vaudry. Penguins starting to work it around. Comes to the near side for Garrett. Back at X for Hoffman. Now to Garrett. Garrett up to the top for Molly Sheridan. Over to the far side for Peck. Peck looking to shoot. Having to pull it back out. Gives it to Sheridan. Down to the near side for Garrett. Garrett looking, and a timeout is going to be called by Rob Harris. Probably wants to talk some things about. Hasn't had very many offensive opportunities. With a 4-0 game, just 2 shots to show for. But also 2 saves by Victoria Marks. So Bearcats up 4-0, 6:03 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Here we inside, back inside Nippert Stadium after the quick timeout from Rob Harris. Wanted to talk some things over with his offense. They have 42 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Let's see what he cooks up as the players start to return to the field. Bearcats still in their huddle, and they finally decide to break. Callahan opening the scoring early today. Ottensmeyer has 2, with Joya scoring 1 as well. Bearcats looking to extend their win streak to 4. Horn sounds. And the whistle blows, and now the ball is back in play. Here's Garrett. Up for Sheridan, out of her stick. Being pressured there by Simpson, but able to pick it back up. Garrett, she's got it. Gives it back to Sheridan. Looking for Peck. She finally dishes it off to her. Now to the far side, now back at X. It's Hoffman. Hoffman passes it up to Peck. Peck trying to dodge. Still with it inside the 12-meter fan. Now steps back out. Gives it to Garrett inside the 8-meter fan. Trying to get to the critical scoring area, but pushed down by Sophia Fanati. But it is inside the pie slice, so the free position chance will be from outside of the 8-meter fan. Taking that chance is Allie Garrett. She is 0 for 1 on free position shots this year. Pulls it out. 2 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to rip it, and a shot clock violation goes to the Penguins. Good defense from the Bearcats. Timeout by Rob Harris just did not work for the Penguins. Alexis Rich with the ball on the near side will pass it to the far side for Danny Milkfee. Trying to spin off Callie Vaudry. She does so and gives it to Rich. A nice pass there. Rich on the near side running by the numbers. She's at the 35, at the 30 inside the restraining line. Gives it to Murphy. Murphy to the far side for Callahan. Callahan trying to dodge inside the 12-meter fan. Gives it to Geller at the top of the fan. Geller backing out to the 25-yard line. See if she tries to ISO her man. Geller directing Callahan, but gives it to Simpson on the near side. Simpson dropping that pass, picking it back up after being pressured by Sheridan. She gets by Sheridan, passes it over to Callahan, trying to step inside that 8-meter fan, but defended out. She gave it to Geller now. Geller trying to get inside that 8-meter fan. She does, but she's too far out now. Good defense from the Penguins. Up to the top now for Callahan. Callahan passes it over. Now it's at X for Joya. Joya to Murphy. Murphy's got it. Looks, switches sticks. Cutting back to her left. Finds Grace Jenny, and she scores! Elizabeth Murphy getting on the board with an assist. That is her 21st game with a point in a row. And Grace Jenny able to tack on a goal for the Bearcats, making it a 5-0 game with 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Bearcats all over this Penguins defense. Just a nice feed from Murphy. Had her defender thinking she was going around to the right side of the cage. Quick little juke move back to her left. Created some space, and Grace Jenny also created some space. Coming high to low. Finding a little soft spot about 8 yards out from the cage. And just able to rip it by Borkowski. Grace Jenny, that's her second goal of the season. Had 3 goals in 2023. And a shot there from Lexi Wolf after the draw control was won by the Bearcats. Wolf gets pushed in the back from Jenna Cook. It'll be a foul, so it'll go to the Bearcats. Wolf will start with it and up for Elizabeth Murphy. Murphy to the far side for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer coming back to the center of the field. Now gives it to the far side for Callahan. Excuse me, that's Allie Keith. Keith trying to work outside at the 25-yard line, gives it to Murphy. Murphy running in from the 20, gets inside the 12-meter fan, right at the edge, and she finds Keith. Keith trying to shoot that. Comes a pass to Joya, gave it to Callahan, and she scores! Cameron Callahan making it 6-0 on the assist from Kylie Joya. It was a broken play that turned into a goal for Cameron Callahan. Keith tried to shoot it. It came out of her stick a little too early, but it was a perfect pass for Kylie Joya to the left of the cage. Kylie Joya able to snatch that out of midair and just pass it right to Callahan. And Cameron Callahan able to put it low left corner for a Bearcats 6-0 lead. As the draw control now is won again by the Bearcats. Allie Keith picking it up. Draw controls right now sit 6-1 in favor of the Bearcats. As Julie Rose has it, gives it to Callahan. A whistle blows, and they might have called shooting space. No, looks like it's going to be a green card to the Bearcats. Grace Hirschman coming off. I believe there was too many on the field. Or no, excuse me, it's going to go to the Penguins getting the green card is Emma Hoffman. Grace Hirschman just came to the sideline to switch sticks. So the Bearcats will be a man up for a minute with 2:12 to go in the first quarter. Starting with the ball is Julie Rose. Gives it to Joya. Into the center for Callahan. She shoots and saved by Borkowski. Cameron Callahan looking for the hat trick already here in the first quarter. With that save, the Penguins start to clear. And that pass intercepted by Wolf. Wolf starting a fast break chance. Here's Murphy to the center and just behind Allie Keith. And picked up by the Penguins, and they go on the counterattack. Here's Grace Manson. Looking for some help as she's getting surrounded by Bearcats defense. Got stick checked and the ball out of bounds. Goes right back to the Bearcats. Great defense by Ottensmeyer and LaRuffa and Murphy all surrounding her. Here's Joya to the far side. Callahan. Over to Keith. Keith looks, pulls out. And now the Bearcats set up. Julie Rose with it at the top of the fan. Trying to direct traffic. She has a wide open chance. She shoots and she scores. Just miscommunication on the defense from the Penguins. Julie Rose standing at the top of the 12-meter fan, telling her girls to set up. And the Penguins, it's like they parted the Red Sea for Moses. Just gave her a walk right down Broadway. So Julie Rose said, don't mind if I'll take that. And gets a point-blank shot, making it 7-0 for the Bearcats. And that is Julie Rose's first goal of the season. Almost like they wanted her to give it to her. Julie Rose had 5 goals last year. Started the first 3 games this year. She also leads the team in draw controls with 13. But just, I've never seen anything like that. Just defense let her walk right down. Bearcats winning another draw control. Grace Hirschman with it, giving it to Joya. She comes out of the substitution box. Joya had some trouble with it, but finally corrals it. Trips over her own feet. Picks it back up. And seems to be okay. That's at the top of the fan for Geller. Geller cutting to the right. Getting pushed back out. Hounded there by Grace Run. Geller still with it, trying to work Run, but then finally gives it off to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer cutting down hard to the right side. A little shovel pass for Geller. Geller backs out. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Geller. Gives it off to Callahan. Callahan to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer trying to cut. Spins around to her left side. Trying to cut to the left. Finds Callahan. A little spin move. Trying to switch sticks to her left. And a foul is going to be called on the Penguins. So Callahan will get a free position chance from the center hash. Looking for the hat trick is Callahan. Trying to match the 8-goal first quarter the Bearcats are like they did against Butler. Will they do it? Against the Penguins here. Whistle blows. Callahan shoots and she scores. Hat trick goal for Cameron Callahan. Excuse me. And matching the first quarter goal mark against Butler with 8. And just absolute dominance already from the Bearcats. She shows why she's an American Athletic Conference Attacker of the Week. And already with this performance, I wouldn't be surprised if she got back-to-back. That is Cameron Callahan's 5th hat trick of the season. She's on pace for 78 goals this season already. And we're only in game 6. And here's Callahan again. She shoots and she scores. Bearcats are unstoppable. Just a quick play off the draw control. She gets a pass. Callahan's yelling at the ref, if you've checked it yet. My stick's hot. Better be careful. Bearcats lead 17-2 on the shots. Also a 7-second difference between goals. Not only for the Bearcats, but for Cameron Callahan. Danny Milkvey wins it back to Ava Geller. Geller able to find Callahan, surrounded by Penguins defense. But Callahan just has the speed like no other, and able to just burn by him and put it past Borkowski for the 9th goal of the quarter. As this draw control won again by the Bearcats. That will run out the time for the first quarter, but absolute dominance from the Cincinnati Bearcats lacrosse team today. Callahan, 4 goals in the first quarter, along with Ottensmeyer getting 2. Joya, Jenny, and Rose all tacking on a goal here in the first quarter. So the Bearcats up 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside historic Nippert Stadium for the start of the second quarter between the Bearcats and the Youngstown State Penguins. Bearcats lead it 9-0 on 4 goals from number 4, Cameron Callahan. Lauren Ottensmeyer also tacking on 2. And then Kylie Joya, Grace Jenny, and Julie Rose all getting a goal as well. Julie Rose getting her first goal of the season. Just absolute dominance from the Bearcats. So far to this point have shown no mercy to the Penguins as they start a 3-game homestand. Next home game will be on Sunday, March 3rd against Kent State at 12 p.m. And then March 6th against Louisville at 12 p.m. as well. This draw control is still being fought for. Ball is up in the air, now still back on the ground. But a check too close to the head from Ava Geller will make the ball go to the Penguins. So the Penguins win their second draw control of the day. Here's Cox with it for the Penguins. They look to set up the offense. To the close side for Brooke Peck. She'll give it to Vaudry. Works attacks for Grottenthaler. Back to Vaudry. Vaudry looks up to Peck. To the far side for Sheridan. She comes back to the near side, switching sticks back to her left hand. Passes it off to Peck, giving it down, and that one into the stick of Fedorovich and out, but rolls right into the stick of Victoria Marks. It was Ava Kreutzer looking for a cutter in the middle as the Bearcats try to start the clear, but Finati dropped the ball. And now running with it is Callie Vaudry. She shoots and she scores, getting the Penguins on the board. On the turnover from Sophia Finati. Callie Vaudry able to get on the board for the Youngstown State Penguins with 13:52 to go in the second quarter. Just great pressure on Sophia Finati. She double-teamed her along with another Penguins defenseman. Ball came out of her stick, and she was able to pick it up, and that's her first of the season. Hasn't scored a goal since 2021 as she sat out in 2022, a redshirt junior. And then last year in 2023 only appeared in one game. So good to see for Callie Vaudry getting the Penguins on the board and herself as well. As draw control won by the Bearcats. Geller was trying to cut to the 8-meter fan but got the ball knocked out of her stick as the Penguins will start the clear. This one comes to the near side for Kutzel. Being surrounded by Bearcats jerseys. She'll dish it off to the far side. Comes back to the near side for Stecker. Gives a far pass to the oncoming Brooke Peck. Peck gets inside the restraining line. Bearcats and the Penguins making some substitutions. They settle down the offense. Sheridan to the far side now. That's Danny Emler. Working it now at X. Being pushed there is Kayla Stecker. Trying to throw it in front, and a shot saved by Marks. That shot coming from Molly Sheridan. As the Bearcats start the clear on the far side, Hirschman got the pass from Rich. Now to the center for Lexi Wolf. Wolf sprinting down the middle, gives it to Callahan. Callahan looks, will give it to Joya. Up to Keith. Now to the top of the fan for Callahan. Callahan directing traffic. Wants Lexi Wolf to go to the far side. She makes her way over there. Callahan walks towards Wolf and then passes it off. Wolf will pass it over to Rose. Rose trying to cut back to the middle, to the near side. Now gives it back to the far side for Keith. Keith trying to dodge there. Then we'll just pass it off to Murphy. Gets it back. She shoots, and a save there by Borkowski. And then it will go off her shin and out of bounds. Shot clock will reset as the Bearcats will reverse to the end line. Shot clock reset to 60. Here's Ottensmeyer trying to spin to her left and then dishes it off to Callahan. Callahan sticking her right, gives it to Joya. Joya trying to work to the far side, spins back to the near side, gives it to Callahan. Callahan to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer spins to her left. She shoots and she scores! Lauren Ottensmeyer getting a hat trick. Her 5th of the season as well. 11:32 to go in the half. Bearcats answer back on a goal from Lauren Ottensmeyer. Just Bearcats going to work, wheeling it. Lauren Ottensmeyer, Cameron Callahan, and Kylie Joya were in this 3-man cycle on the near side edge of the 8-meter fan. Just kept setting picks at the top and then passing it back, hoping something was going to finally open up. And they were able to find Lauren Ottensmeyer on that last cycle, and she was able to just rip it right over the head of Paige Borkowski. Standing at only 5'2", goal is 6 feet tall, so she had about 10 inches to work with and was able to Put it inside. Bearcats trying to find the 8-meter fan. That pass was dropped by Allie Keith, and now the Penguins go on the clear on the far side. Trying to work the far side sideline there was Ava Kreutzer, but she got pushed by Alexis Rich. So it'll be the Penguins' ball. On the near side, it's Brooke Peck. Passing it now. That's Vaudry. She scored earlier today. Vaudry getting it back. Gives it to Peck. On the near side, trying to work towards the middle inside the 12-meter fan. Finds Kreutzer on the far side. Kreutzer spinning and shooting, and that one's going to go wide and run out of bounds, but Vaudry was first to the end line. They work it at X. Vaudry getting it back from Grottenthaler. Up to the top for Peck. Peck trying to dodge to her left. And then gives it across. That was Jenna Cook. Peck getting it back at the top of the fan. Gives it to Cook. Cook trying to work to the near side. She does. Trying to get inside the 8-meter fan and then just passes it off. Vaudry with it. Back at X for Grottenthaler. Back to Vaudry. Vaudry looks up to the top for Peck. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Peck looking over, and that one's in and out of the stick and picked up by Julie Rose. No shot clock violation. Not sure if they're going to call a shot clock violation or maybe a... Looks like no foul. Referee did not signal that the Bearcats had possession yet to change the shot clock to 90 seconds without a shot clock violation from the Penguins. Nonetheless, the Bearcats start to clear. With it now is Caroline Soller. Went to Marymount High School about 20 minutes from here. Here's Simpson. She shoots and she scores on the pass from Ava Geller. Bearcats up 11-1 with 9:10 to go here in the second quarter. A nice feed from Caroline Soller to Ava Geller. And then a quick pass from Ava Geller to the far side of the field to Haley Joy Simpson, standing right on the 5-yard line. And Haley Joy Simpson just takes one quick cradle and then rips it past Borkowski for the Bearcats' 11th goal of the game. And already in the second quarter, we have a running clock. That is Haley Joy Simpson's 3rd goal of the season. Ava Geller getting her 4th assist of the season. The whistle blows, and Danny Milkfee wins the draw control yet again. That is the Bearcats' 12th draw control of the day. On the far side now, it's Geller getting it from Simpson. Geller trying to cut to the crease. Gives it to Joya. Joya shoots, and a whistle blows. It's going to be a free position shot for Kylie Joya. Or no, it's not. Ball's still in play. Here's Joya to Callahan. Callahan had a chance if she just turned the other way to shoot it, but decided to back out. Here's Ottensmeyer inside the 12-meter fan, working it back towards the middle. Gives to the far side, outside for Haley Joy Simpson. She's cutting in. She gets past 2 defensemen. She shoots, and she scores! Haley Joy Simpson, back-to-back goals with 7:35 to go in the second quarter. She puts the Bearcats up 12-1. Just able to run around the defense of the Youngstown State Penguins. And Haley Joy Simpson had 2 goals on the season, ties her career high for 2 goals in a game. Bearcats up 12-1 with 7:24 left in the second quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside Nippert Stadium, I'm Alex Perez. 7:24 to go in the second quarter. Bearcats up 12-1. Bearcat is on the dance cam right now showing his moves to Just Dance by Lady Gaga. At first I didn't think he had a shirt on, but he looks like he does. Has a polo with the Big 12 logo on the left shoulder. As the Bearcats last year in the American Athletic Conference for women's lacrosse will join the Big 12 next year along with UC Davis, San Diego State, and Florida. And so far today, they've been dominant. 12-1. 9 goals in the first quarter. In this second quarter, Ottensmeyer able to get her hat trick goal, and Haley Joy Simpson tacking on too, back-to-back. As this draw control, won again by the Bearcats. Just total control of this game as Geller's on the far side. She looks, she shoots, and she scores! There's just no stopping them. There is just no stopping them right now. Ava Geller able to just run on the far side and shoot it past Paige Borkowski. And Geller only scoring 1 goal in her first 3 games. Finally putting a hat trick up against Butler. And she was able to put another one past Borkowski there. Ava Geller last year was second on the team in points and in goals. 42 goals, 60 points, both behind Cameron Callahan, but led the team in assists. But she finds herself on the board today with a goal, already had 2 assists. As this draw control is won by the Penguins, picked up by Lena Cox. As she's running to the far side, trying to find something to open up, but can't do so. Penguins work the ball. Trying to work it counterclockwise. With it now was Allie Garrett. Gives to the far side for Brooke Peck. Working it now at X. Getting it is Vaudry. Vaudry up to the top. That's Grace Runn. Runn, she had a hat trick versus Ohio State earlier this year. Getting it now is Jade Shearer. Over to Runn. Now to Vaudry. Vaudry tried to pass it to Grottenthaler, but Danny Milkvey able to stick check that out of her stick. But the ground ball goes to Grottenthaler. Now to the far side. They look to work it. Trying to get in is Garrett. She's surrounded and shoots a low shot just wide of the cage. Whistle blows. And it looks like there was 2 balls picked up to start play. Here at the top now, it's Grace Runn. 20 seconds on the shot clock, trying to get by Jenny. She shoots, and that goes over the head of Victoria Marks. But first to the end line was Grottenthaler. She'll bring it in for play. Here's Garrett. Garrett, a skip pass all the way to Runn. Runn looks, gives it to Vaudry. Vaudry, a nice little skip pass there. Here's Sheridan trying to get through, and a shot clock violation. That's the Penguins' second of the day as Alexis Rich picks it up, and she's going to run with it. Able to sidestep 2 of her men. He gives it to Hirschman, who gives it to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer cutting down the middle. Wide open, Kylie Joya. She shoots, and she scores! Kylie Joya just wide open on the near side as Lauren Ottensmeyer had the ball. Everybody started ball watching, though, as Ottensmeyer, she's dangerous, running down the center of the field. But you can't forget about Kylie Joya. Found her on the backside, wide open. And Kylie Joya able to just hammer it home. And the Bearcats have a commanding 14-1 lead. Already have 2 touchdowns at this point for football. But it's lacrosse, and you got to get 14 separate goals. And the Bearcats have done that. Joy getting her second of the day. Lauren Ottenspire getting her 3rd assist of the season there. And a draw control still on the ground. Finally picked up by Cook of the Penguins. She'll give it to Grottenthaler, and they'll go to work. Garrett being pressured there by Alexis Rich, but got a little too close to her face and neck area. So a whistle blows, but play resumes. Here's Kreutzel. Penguins working it around clockwise. Now they reverse direction. Grottenthaler up to Cook. Cook trying to work to the left, gives it to Vaudry. Vaudry sticking her left, gives it to Grace Cook, or Jenna Cook, excuse me. Grottenthaler to Garrett. Back up to Grottenthaler. Looks over to Cook. Cook being double teamed there, gives it to Vaudry. Now at X. Trying to dodge there. That's number 18, or excuse me, number 19, Kayla Stecker. Ball is on the ground, and trying to pick it up was Alexis Rich. She's arguing that she got pushed. The ref said no. She was the last one to touch it going out of bounds, so it'll be Penguins ball. Here's Jenna Cook. She's got it. 24 seconds on the shot clock with 2:03 to go in the quarter. Garrett with the ball. Up to the top for Grottenthaler. To the near side now for Jenna Cook. Cook trying to run to the right, being double teamed by Keith and Rummer. Gives it off at X for Stecker. Working and trying to get through was Grottenthaler, but tripped up by multiple defensemen. So it'll be a free position chance from the far left side for Grottenthaler. She's 1 for 3 on free position chances in 24. She tried to shoot low, and Victoria Marks reads that all the way into her stick, and the Bearcats will start the clear. Here's Milkvey. Gives it over to Caroline Soller. Soller running, gets inside the restraining line on the far side. Waits for help and gives it over to Geller. Geller coming back to the near side, now cuts back to the far side. Give it to X for Murphy. Passes it to Callahan at X. Coming from low to high, up to Ottenspire. Ottenspire looking to cut down, cuts to the middle. She's got room. She shoots just over the cage. Thought for sure Ottenspire was going to get a goal there. Had plenty of space to shoot that. Her footwork just too quick. The transfer from Youngstown State showing why she transferred. A minute to go in the half. Callahan telling Ottenspire to cut. Ottenspire a little too late on that read. Callahan still with it, running to the far side. Almost does a full lap around the fan before dishing it off to Geller. Geller cutting back to the near side. Spins out to the right. Now here's Keith getting pushed in the back. Still got it, being double teamed. And it looks like Allie Keith is going to get a free position chance at the center hash. Allie Keith scored her first career goal against Michigan, had a goal against Butler. Will she get another goal here? Whistle blows, she runs, she shoots, a bouncing ball, and she scores! With 10 seconds to go, with a running clock that will close out the quarter, Allie Keith finding herself on the board today. And the Bearcats, just absolute dominance from start to the end of the first quarter, as well as the second quarter. Just leading every category. 26 shots to Youngstown State Penguins 8. 19 of them on goal to Youngstown State Penguins 5. 13 draw controls to their 4. 15 goals to their 1 at halftime. So as we step away from halftime, you're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside Nippert Stadium as the girls start to return to the field for the second half. I am Alex Perez. Bearcats absolutely controlling this game by a score of 15-1. Callie Vaudry, the only goal for the Penguins, coming in the second quarter with 13:52 to go in that second quarter, but that's the only goal she has scored for the Penguins. Taking a look at the Bearcats, Cameron Callahan, once again, as always, leading the team in goals with 4. Also having an assist, Lauren Ottensmeyer right behind her with a hat trick herself. Haley Joy Simpson, Kylie Joya each have 2 goals. And then Ava Geller, Grace Jenny, Allie Keith, and Julie Rose all with 1. Almost hard to believe that many goals from that many different players only adds up to 15. But the Bearcats, just absolute dominance. Victoria Marks recording 4 saves on 5 shots. As coming in now for the Bearcats in the cage is Haley Darko. Haley Darko has appeared in 4 games this season, did not play versus Michigan. Has 3 saves with 4 goals against in 46 minutes played. So in to take the draw control for the Bearcats is Danny Milkvey. For the Penguins, they decide to switch it up, switching from Mia Stahl to Jenna Cook. Jenna Cook leads the team with 11 draw controls for the Youngstown State Penguins. This one won by the Bearcats. Here's Grace Jenny turning on the Jets. To the far side for Ottensmeyer. Cuts around her defenseman. She shoots and saved by Borkowski. A little bit of a rush shot there from Ottensmeyer. Felt like the Bearcats could have slowed down the offense a little bit and tried to set it up, but instead a quick shot and a save from Borkowski as the Penguins start to clear. To the near side, it's Stahl. Stahl being checked there by Geller. Geller and Joya switch off their assignments. Stahl with it. A bouncing pass to Fike on the ground, picked up by Geller. Geller has a free chance. She shoots and she scores. And again, the woes for the Penguins continue with 14:09 to go in the third quarter and running. Bearcats are up 16-1 on the turnover by Fike. And the capitalization from Ava Geller. It was a bouncing ball, and it looks like Fike just kind of lost it. And Ava Geller getting her 6th of the season. Her 6th goal in the past just 3 games. She's definitely going to heat up. As the draw control. Whistle's blown. Danny Milkvey able to win it to the most recent goal scorer, Ava Geller. To Ottensmeyer. She rips and she scores! And the Bearcats tie their season high for goals with 17. And we still have 28 minutes of gameplay left as Lauren Ottensmeyer tacking on another goal for the Bearcats, her 4th of the day. Geller just a quick pass to Ottensmeyer, and Ottensmeyer rips it top right past Borkowski. And Borkowski just not being able to find anything. Does have 5 saves on the day, but 17 goals against. Bearcats just picking her apart. Picking this team apart. As now stepping in for the draw control is Julie Rose. against Jenna Cook for the Penguins. Just no mercy being shown. As the draw control is up in the air. Back on the ground and picked up by Lexi Wolf for the Bearcats. She decides to go backwards with it. Danny Milkfeed passing it to the oncoming Kirsten Schleicher. Able to get inside the restraining line and give it to Dakota. Dakota behind it, X for Joya. Joya up to Ottensmeyer. Up to Julie Rose. Rose stepping back outside of the 12-meter fan and will give it behind the cage for Dakota. Passes it to Keith. Keith on the far side, up to Ottensmeyer on the far side. Hash. Ottensmeyer trying to cut in. Passes it back out to Keith. Keith running from her right to her left. Runs back. Passes it off to Joya. Joya running to her right. Pedals backwards to her left. Gives it to Ottensmeyer, who is fixing her jersey in the middle of play and wasn't ready for the pass and eventually became a turnover for the Bearcats. The clear started by the Penguins here on the near side. It's DiNardo. Caitlin DiNardo being rode hard there by Wolf. DiNardo still with it, being pressured by Wolf and Joya. And a timeout by Rob Harris will be taken with 10:38 to go in the third quarter. So as they take a timeout, so will we. As the Bearcats up 17-1 with 10:38 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Here we are back inside Nippert Stadium. Bearcats up 17-1 against the Youngstown State Penguins. Rob Harris just called a timeout to talk things over as they were having trouble on the clear. Let's see if they're able to do so coming out of the timeout with some more success. Being double teamed, though, by Kirsten Schleicher, and Lexi Wolf is Grace Run, but she's able to outrun them on the far side. And now the Penguins looking to go to work, and a pass, tried to give it to Lena Cox, but out of her stick, and the ground ball picked up by Danny Milkfee, able to control it. And she looks to come to the near side for the Bearcats, being hounded there by Madison Maciag. Excuse me, that's Madison Maciag. And a pass to Allie Keith on the ground, and finally picked up by the Penguins. Lauren Ottensmeyer all over Grace Rund as she's going to get a penalty. She went right to the box because she knew it. It's going to be a green minute. Or actually, no, it's going to be a yellow card, so the Bearcats will be down for 2 minutes with 9:58 to go in the third quarter. So Lauren Ottensmeyer getting a yellow card today. Penguins will try to score a man up as they have a 2-minute opportunity to do so. Getting inside the restraining line is Brooke Peck. She'll give it to Garrett. Back up to Peck. To the left side. That's Rund. Now to the far side. Trying to work it is Shearer. Being defended there by LaRuffa. Shearer up to the top now for Cox. Bringing it to the near side and passing it off. That's Grace Rund. Rund trying to cut through. Defended by Rich and then try to pull a quick trigger, but saved by Marks. Ball is still in play. And looks like Grace Rund got pushed by Kimora Bailey. So she'll pick up the ball and start play. Shot clock reset after that shot on goal and saved by Marks. Here's Shearer trying to get around LaRuffa. She does, and she shoots it way over the cage, but first to the end line is the Penguins. Maciag will start with the ball. Brings it in, gives it to Peck. Peck passes it up. That's Run, passing it to the far side. Getting it back is Peck from Shearer. Peck still with it, passes it to Shearer. Able to reach and grab that. Shearer over to Rund. Rund trying to cut on Bailey. She does, but then a nice slide there from Grace Jenny. Or excuse me, that's Julie Rose. It looks like a foul is going to be called just outside the 12-meter fan, so the Penguins will start with it. Run to Cox. Cox cutting in. Trying to get a shot. She does, and she scores! Lena Cox, the team's leading goal scorer, with 6 on the season. That was her 6th. With 7:53 to go in the third quarter. So Lena Cox able to get her 6th goal of the season. And that is the Youngstown State Penguins' 2nd goal of the day. They trail 17-2 with 7:51 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Coming out of the media timeout, the Bearcats up 17-2 with 7:51 to go in the third quarter on a running clock. Penguins went a man up after the foul from Lauren Ottensmeyer, and able to capitalize on that. And we'll see some of the second string offense in for the Bearcats. Malia Adams, Caroline Soller, Megan Young, all seeing some playing time today after the Bearcats have a 17-2 lead against this Penguins team. This draw control, they're going to say Youngstown State was too early over the restraining line, so the ball will go to the Bearcats. Here's Megan Young. Waiting for substitutions. She finds Callahan. Callahan with it at the top of the fan, starting to drift towards the far side. Gives it to Young. Young trying to cut back towards the middle. Being defended there. Turns around, tries to give it to Malia Adams out of her stick, but able to pick up the ground ball. Malia Adams looking for her first career goal. Trying to drive, still with it. Gets around her defenseman, but then ran out of gas and had to give it to Callahan. Callahan to the near side for Caroline Soller. She'll give it there to Harper Clopton. Clopton, she's looking for her first career goal. Now to Murphy. Murphy fakes a shot, cuts into the middle, drop pass for Adams. Adams trying to cut in, spins back to her left, looks, try to shoot, and got stick checked, and just floats into the stick of Paige Borkowski. Penguins start the clear. Borkowski with it behind her own net. Looking for help. Throws a pass 30 yards. And a nice catch there from Grace Runn. Having to extend her arms, but she throws a pass intercepted by Elizabeth Murphy. So the Bearcats go on the counterattack. Here's Callahan. Pulls it out, gives it to Clopton. Clopton waiting for the offense to set up. Looking, finally dishes it off to Caroline Soller. Soller's got it, cuts to her left, gets around, she shoots, and she scores! Caroline Soller getting her first career goal versus Central Michigan, gets her second of the year here today. The Marymount High School back-to-back state champion, able to find an open space and just drive on her defender to the left side and just shoots it past Borkowski. With 5:22 to go in the third quarter, Caroline Soller finds herself on the board. Bearcats up 18-2. Just dictating every single part of this game. As the draw control. Ball is on the ground and picked up by Soller, the most recent goal scorer. Able to get inside the restraining line. And subs come on and off for the Bearcats. Soller passing it to Callahan. Callahan at the top of the fan. Will trot towards the far side. Gets inside the 12-meter fan, but gives it off to X for Schleicher. Schleicher trying to get to the middle. Up to the top for Young. Now to the near side for Murphy. Murphy switches sticks, loses the ball, but picks it back up. Murphy at the top of the 12-meter fan, drifting out to the 20. Over for Adams. Down to Clopton. Clopton looking. Now over to Soller. Soller switching feet, switching sticks, trying to find a lane. Still with the ball behind the cage in the end zone. Finally brings it back out to Callahan at the 15-yard line. Trying to tell Murphy to cut. Callahan gives it off to Clopton. Clopton, she's got it. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Driving to the middle, stick in her left hand, dishes it off to Young. Young, she'll shoot, saved by Borkowski. Young got pushed as she shot it. Soller trying to pick up the ground ball, and she will. Shot clock will reset as that was on goal. Here's Murphy at the top of the 25-yard line. Looking to run down the center of the field, being defended. A shovel pass to Callahan. Callahan looks, fakes a shot. Passes it to Clopton. Clopton was about to shoot, and shooting space is called. It'll be a free position chance for Harper Clopton. Could she get her first career goal right here, right now on this free position chance? Whistle blows. She goes. She shoots, and she scores! Harper Clopton, congratulations on your first career NCAA Division I women's lacrosse goal. Giving the Bearcats a 19-2 lead. Just sharing the love on the score sheet. You get a goal, you get a goal, you get a goal, everybody gets a goal. And Harper Clopton got her first career goal, played one game each in 2022 and 2023, played 3 games this season. Finally finding her chance and putting it in the cage behind Borkowski. Bearcats up 19-2. As this draw control still being fought for, but finally picked up by the Penguins. They get inside the restraining line. Jenna Cook with it. Trying to fast break chance, but just being outnumbered by the Cincinnati defense. And the Penguins will try to go to work. At the top of the fan, it's Sheridan. Over for Cox. Cox cutting to her left. She has a goal today along with Vaudry. Cox still with it. Being defended there by Sarah Barnes. Dishes it off for Sheridan. Sheridan cutting around Remmer. And now at X. And the shot score there by Allie Garrett. The pass coming from Madison Maciag. And Allie Garrett gets her 4th goal of the season with 43 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Just a nice quick pass from the extended goal line to X. Back up for Allie Garrett in the center of the fan. Just right on top of the crease. 4 yards out from the goal. And she's not going to miss there. And they find another goal past Haley Darko. And that will bring us to the end of the quarter. Youngstown State Penguins tack on 2, but the Bearcats tack on 4. The highlight being Harper Clopton getting her 1st career goal and giving the Bearcats a 16-goal lead. So Bearcats up 19-3 against the Penguins. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Here we are back inside Nippert Stadium for the start of the 4th quarter. I'm Alex Perez. Bearcats up 19-3 against the Youngstown State Penguins. Cameron Callahan and Lauren Ottensmeyer leading the way with 4 goals each, also an assist each. Lauren Ottensmeyer putting a statement on her former school with 4 goals today. Lauren Ottensmeyer also had her 100th career goal against Butler. And she tacks on 4 more today. 104 career goals for the senior. In to take the draw control for the Bearcats is Taya Work. She appeared versus Marquette and Robert Morris. Had 1 caused turnover versus Marquette. Had 8 games in the 2023 season with 2 ground balls and 2 caused turnovers. Her relative Jack Work was also a defensive back for the Denver Broncos. And Taya Work able to pick up the ground ball and win that draw control. She'll drop it off for Lexi Wolf. To the far side for Paris Alexander. Alexander holding it there. Some substitutions coming on. Not sure what the whistle is for. Seems to be some confusion on the ref side of things. Looks like it is a foul on Grace Run. Not sure if it's going to be a green card or a yellow card, but the Bearcats will be a man up as Alexander starts with the ball and gives it to Keith. Paris Alexander looking for her first goal this season. As the Bearcats trying to work it. Here's Lily Stelzer up to the top for Keith. Over for number 15, Paige Counts. And it looks like there's going to be a free position chance for Counts, the freshman. Paige Counts looking for her first career goal too. Will she get it? Will the freshman from Oakton, Virginia do it? She shoots and she scores! Paige Counts slamming her stick, showing her excitement. And she gives the Bearcats a 20-3 lead with 13:30 to go in the quarter and running. Just what a day for the Bearcats. Paige Counts getting a goal. Harper Clopton getting a goal. Both their first career goals. Lily Stelzer got her first career goal against Butler. Seeing some playing action today. Just need Malia Adams to get her first career goal. Just excitement all around. As still being hugged on the sideline. Malia Adams showing her excitement for her teammate. As this ball is on the ground and picked up by Julie Rose. Rose passing it over to Paris Alexander. She's dodging down and gets defended and pushed out of the 12-meter fan. Has to rethink it. Working the ball, here's Counts. Gives it to Jenny, who shoots and she scores! Paige Counts gets her first goal of her career and decides to follow it up with her first assist of her career to Grace Jenny. 21-3. Bearcats lead. You would think this is a football game. Just absolute dominance. What a pass from Counts right to Grace Jenny. Able to put it low right past Borkowski. And you just got to feel for Paige Borkowski. Just feeling the relentlessness of the Bearcats. $21 goals against. And another draw control is going to be given to the Bearcats. Or excuse me, actually it's going to be given to the Penguins. They're going to call a violation of stepping over the 30. A little too early to the Bearcats, but nonetheless, Bearcats lead the draw controls 20-5. As the Penguins have it, they'll try to go to work. Grace Jenny doesn't intercept the pass, but she disrupts it, and the ball is still on the ground. They fight for it. Some contact heavily on the defensive end. Getting trucked there was Remmer. And Kennedy Collar also making some contact with Madison Maciag. But it'll be Penguins ball. Here at the top, it's Peck. Peck trying to dodge down, being defended by Jenny. We'll give it to Shearer. Back at X for Maciag. Over to Garrett. Garrett has a goal today. Garrett being defended by Bailey. Up to the top now. It's Shearer. Shearer trying to cut on Remmer. She gets past her, but then stick checked. And then there was some contact. And it looks like it'd be a free position chance for Jade Shearer. Actually, that is going to be Grace Rund on the free position chance. Numbers 23 and 33. It's going to be Grace Rund, number 23. Jade Shearer's number 33. Looked a little close from up here, but it's going to be Grace Rund on the free position chance. Has 4 goals on the season. She takes off, and a false start called on her. And the Bearcats bailed out of that one. They take off. Remmer tried to give it to Counts off of her stick, but picked up the ground ball and then lost it again. Trying to get the ball back from Vaudry, but Vaudry able to defend her off. She'll give it to Peck. Peck to the far side. That's Jade Shearer with it. Over to Aaron Lowry. Lowry looking. Coming to the near side, and now up to the top for Peck. To the far side for Shearer. Inside for Rund. Rund shoots, and she scores! Just over the stick of Haley Darko. A little floater. And Grace Rund able to get her 5th goal of the season. She was a second-team All-County at Penfield High School in Rochester, New York. Had 32 goals her senior year and able to tack on a 5th of her collegiate career here today. As the Penguins still trail 21-4 with 8:20 to go in this game. But able to tack on another goal at the very least. So the draw control back at the 50-yard line, right in the center of the C-paw. Taya Work trying to win it to herself. Ball is still on the ground. Rund fighting for it. Geller was saying that Rund was holding her stick, so she dropped it, but it was eventually picked up by Kennedy Collar. Collar looking for somebody to pass it to. She's normally a defenseman, not usually on the offensive side, but finally gave it off to Simpson. Here's Counts. She's hungry for another. Back at X now for Lindsay Sparago. And a shot there from Aaliyah Adams just wide. First to the end line, though, were the Bearcats. Adams looking for her first career goal. Count starts with it. Back at X for Sparago. They switch, coming in the near side. Finds Alexander. She shoots, and she scores! Paris Alexander getting her first goal of the season. The Upper Arlington native, 15 minutes outside of Columbus, just able to put it home. And it is everybody's first today. Paris Alexander, first of the season, counts, and Clopton, first of their careers. So with 6:56 to go in the fourth quarter, Bearcats commanding 22-4 lead on the goal from Paris Alexander. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside historic Nippert Stadium, I'm Alex Perez. Bearcats, 22 goals from 12 different goal scorers. Just spreading the love and spreading the wealth. Is this Bearcats offense something that I know Gina Thomas is proud of? Lauren Ottensmeyer and Cameron Callahan getting their third consecutive hat trick. Excuse me, I believe it's fourth consecutive hat tricks for each of them, both with 5 on the season. Just a dynamic duo. So 6:56 to go in the quarter. The draw control won by tail work into the stick of Ava Geller. Geller's got it, running with it. And coming onto the field, Megan Young has it at the top of the fan. And she'll give it to Simpson. Simpson already has 2 goals today. She'll work it at X. A lot of confusion. She settles down and passes to the top of the fan for Stelzer. Stelzer trying to work her way in. Ball's at X now. Running with it is Malia Adams, trying to spin move her way to the crease. She does, and she scores! Malia Adams getting her first career goal as well. Just the selflessness of the Bearcats, giving everybody their chance and their taste of scoring. Malia Adams, Harper Clopton, and Paige Counts. That is just absolutely phenomenal. Lauren Ottensmeyer and Cameron Callahan leading the way with 4 goals each. But ever since then, it's been the bench. Simpson, Adams, Clopton. Just so wholesome to see as the Bearcats win another draw control. Soller with it. She has a goal. And she'll give it to Hopper. Hopper looking for her first career goal too. Will it happen today? If the trend continues, it might. Here at X, it's Alexander. Up to the top for Stelzer. Out of her stick, but able to pick up the ground ball. Stelzer trying to dodge. Looks for the cutting Keith. Oh, and just off of her stick. And picked up by the Penguins. Penguins trying to start the clear, but that's out of their stick and picked up by Caroline Soller. It's out of the stick of Paige Jankowski. And over to Young, and she scores! Stelzer able to find Megan Young on the back door, and she's able to rip it top right for the Bearcats' 20-goal lead. Just no stopping in this team. Just what a find from Lily Stelzer. Megan Young able to get a goal, becoming the 14th Bearcat to score today. Some teams are lucky to get 14 goals in a game, and the Bearcats have 14 different goal scorers. Just absolutely handing it to the Penguins. They win this draw control as Peck picks it up. 3:07 to go in the fourth quarter. 5 goals scored in this quarter by the Bearcats. All with a running clock. Here's Peck with it at the top of the fan. Trying to cut in. And pulls back out. Gives it over to Danny Emler. Back to Sheridan, but she loses it and picked up by the Bearcats. Soller searches the clear, gives it to Sparago. Finds Alexander coming out of the substitution box. Being checked hard there by Jocelyn Flake, but Alexander able to fend her off. Still fighting her way and in the end zone with it now is Paris Alexander on the far side. Being hounded by Jocelyn Flake. Still running with it. And finally dishing it off to Lily Stelzer. Trying to make a couple of cuts, she does. Being surrounded by 3 defensemen, she shoots. And it looks like that'll be a foul on the Penguins. And Lily Stelzer looking to get her second goal of her career. Had her first career goal against Butler on a free position chance. She gets another free position shot here right now on the left center hash. Stelzer cuts, shoots, and she scores! With 1:41 to go in the quarter, Lily Stelzer giving the Bearcats their 25th goal of the day. All smiles from the Bearcats sideline. Ava Geller dancing, singing in her heart out. Haley Darko clapping as Ashley Lapp is in the cage. Just almost seems like a perfect game. Lily Stelzer just absolutely amazed by this Bearcats offense and what they've been able to do against this Penguins defense, as the draw control is finally won by Peck. She'll give it to Grottenthaler. At the top of the fan with it, giving it to Cook. Cook finding Lowry. Lowry trying to cut. 20 seconds to the game and counting. Trying to cut down is Emler. Defended there by Adams. Gives it to Peck, now to the far side for Grottenthaler. Trying to cut to the middle, looking for a shot. Able to find Garrett, tries to give a little shovel shot. Goes above the cage and out of bounds. And that will do it. Cincinnati demolishing the Penguins. 25-4. Just could not be stopped. 9 goals in the first quarter, 6 goals in the second and fourth quarter, and 4 in the third. Just absolute dominance. Cameron Callahan and Lauren Ottensmeyer leading the way with 4 goals, each and an assist. Ava Geller with 2 goals and 3 assists. Grace Jenny and Haley Joy Simpson with 2 goals each. Kylie Joy as well had 2 goals. And then the long list of girls with a goal. Allie Keith, Malia Adams, her first of her career. Paige Counts, her first of her career. Megan Young, Lily Stelzer, Julie Rose, her first of the season. Paris Alexander, her first of the season. Harper Clopton, the first of her career. And Caroline Soller tacking on one as well. Spreading the wealth, spreading the love. And not to mention, too, Lindsay Sparago getting an assist. 35 total points from the Bearcats players. 25 goals, 10 assists. Just absolute dominance on the Youngstown State Penguins side. Allie Garrett with the goal. Callie Vaudry, Lana Cox, and Grace Rund. But no match for the Bearcats as they will head into tonight feeling happy, feeling good about this win as they look to take on Kent State this Sunday, March 3rd at 12 p.m. on ESPN Plus and Bearcats Radio as well. So the Bearcats extend their winning streak to 4 by a score of 25-4 against the Youngstown State Penguins. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Alex Perez. You are listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio.